Idolatry is a sin, and you already know that. So there is no goddamn reason why a football player makes more than a neurosurgeon. There's no reason. In the world that I choose, that I want to live in, that's what I said. It's like, there's no reason that somebody who plays basketball makes more than a firefighter.
Well, because firefighters don't pack the seats.
Hey,
they
man,
just
you
put
ain't
the
never,
fire
you ain't
out.
never had to get posted up by no 7-footer, man.
Yeah, but you ain't never had falling timber rain down on your head either. Like,
hey,
fire.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. I've never ever considered him one of the greatest rappers. I think he's one of the most entertaining. I'm not saying he doesn't have bars. I've seen him spit bars. But he lost me with METHOD, man, and I don't eat green eggs, man. I was like, okay, well, on to that.
That was his first album.
I don't care.
How he lose you on the first?
The Jizza was there at the same time dropping ridiculousness.
It's very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good, and walk away.
Jay-Z apparently got her blackballed from the industry.
Funny you use that term.
Yeah, blackballed. She didn't want to do it, and he didn't like it.
I think it probably has something to do with when you reach a certain level of success, the response, no, may be somewhat offensive.
Back in 2014, when she was accused of misidentifying herself as black while serving as the head of the NAACP in Spokane, Washington.
Regional director of the NAACP.
Yeah. She was doing great work, and she was doing great work when she was fired. She was doing after-school programs.
Yep.
Like in the world, she was.
So you didn't care that she was faking being black as long as she was.
Who gives a shit?
Yo, an ally is an ally, bro.
In my high school, the president of the African American Awareness Club was a Filipino dude. Yeah.
That's exactly what she did. But she just didn't drop N-bombs. She just got a perm and did some shit for the culture.
We don't like your help because you're not black.
Right.
Wu-Tang Clan is headed to Las Vegas for the first ever residency. Like I said, Wu-Tang's for the children, y'all.
Hip-hop artists are now supposed to strive for is a Vegas residency when they get older.
I like the fact that this is a thing. I really, really enjoy it. This codifies us as legitimate music that people love, like, and respect. The way I feel about this, to a lesser degree, but the same vein, is how when Tina Turner got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. I'm just saying, like, these are the milestones we should be celebrating.
Wow.
That's why the gladiator system got big, is because they needed something for everybody to gather and talk about, so they don't talk about and gather and talk about their bad situation and overthrow the government.
You can't handle the truth.
Football is keeping us from overthrowing the government. All right.
Yeah, because as long as you're distracted and memorizing, Billy Bob Thornton's fucking stats from when he was at Alaska University and how many his pass completions since he was 14 years old, you don't realize how many rights you're supposed to have and that your landlord can't kick you out with proper due process.
Newton, quarterback draw, diving into the end zone for the touchdown.
Winning excuses everything. Cam Newton.
Winning excuses everything?
Okay.
When decisions are made and the result is a win, the winning excuses the questionability of the decision. It's in football, if you go for it on fourth down, if you get it, you're a great coach, a great team or whatever. If you don't, it was a horrible decision. Why'd you do that? Who we're gonna fire? Community is suffering lack of communication ability.
Because black people hate black people.
No.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
Because I can't stand y'all.
I will say that. No, like we're lacking guidance, like in your own family. And that's why he said those parents are actually going crazy. And it's not a coincidence. The more we divest and pull money out of actual education, the stupider parents get. I don't think that's a coincidence. No. Think about it. All the people who have money send their kids to private schools where they get all that knowledge. But the public schools where we all got to go, they're pulling money out of that every fucking year. They wanted us to do that so we could work in the factories, but now they're putting AI and robots and the shit. So what we supposed to do? Except fucking feed off each other.
You gotta believe you can do it. You gotta believe you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Well, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. People are really gravitating towards his motivational messages, even though his presentation is a little extreme, in my opinion. That's just because I wouldn't waste chocolate milk, and it looks like Cocoa Puffs. Have you ever had chocolate milk and Cocoa Puffs together?
No, I don't like chocolate.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Wouldn't it be great if you could shower anytime, anywhere, but you can't? Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts without ever stepping into a shower in only 60 seconds.
It's promoting not taking a shower, dude. Okay, I get it. You're in the field, in the dirt.
This needs to be handed out along with sandwiches and shoes to the homeless. I think it's a great product. Do you know, like a lot of homeless people would be happy to have this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Seriously.
It replaces 25 showers. So that's a month of showers that you don't have to take. Roll the R on Cortez.
Why did you do that though?
Because she has an authentic name. I want to pronounce it authentic.
I get it, but these types of things piss me off. Yeah, you ever watch a baseball game and you're like, third up on the mound, pitcher out of southeastern California. His name is Pedro Delgado Sanchez. Why did you do that?
It sounds good.
Running back.
Good when you just did it.
We got Joe Smith-Williams. And for wide receiver, we have Hector Ronaldo Sanchez. Okay. I'm like, dude, you from the Midwest, yo. How you saying that like that?
Maybe I added a little bit.
We need to peel this one, yeah. Okay.
You gonna peel her?
This
one. Or
this issue.
Okay, let's peel it.
This is new general election polling showing a neck and neck. This is new general election.
Okay, I believe we are live. We are live, yes. Thank you, everybody, for jumping into the chat. I am Z. Thank you for stopping in nice and early for me, making sure that we are ready to roll. So, as usual, another purge of the BS must begin. And it is a Sunday night shutdown. So I got to bring my boys, Brix and Bravo, to the front of the stage. So, gentlemen, would you please join me in another purge of the BS? Please.
Perhaps.
Right
Gladly,
now.
why not?
Right now.
Why not? I got 3 days left for sobriety. 3 days left. Let's make it a good.
Oh, it's gonna be a rough 3 days, homie. Because I got some things for you. We're gonna have to cover a couple of things tonight. I know it might be a bit much for a few. Okay? Let me adjust my microphone so they can see what I'm talking about.
I got a tall glass of ginger ale.
Now, you know what?
A tall bottle of water. Yeah,
how's the prices of ginger ale doing right now, Brix?
At Lidl, they are, what was it? It was $3.99. Oh, no, I think, it was $3.99 for a 12-pack of ginger ale.
Okay.
And that ginger ale is delicious.
That's good. That's good. Well, today we're going to cover a couple of things. Bill Maher met with Trump. This guy named Quay Davies or whatever. We're going to talk about him.
Is he black?
Yeah. He's got one of those African American names. And we got a fight that happened in Fort Worth, as usual. Apparently they get down like that in Fort Worth. And a couple other things. We're going to cover it all in tonight's Purge of the BS. But as usual, gentlemen, I have to present the disclaimer to the folks who just come in, okay? Bear with me for a moment, please. Thank you.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another Purge the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the Purge the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without consequence. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the Purge the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
I think
I just gotta say this, man. Your voice over music ratio is really great today, man.
It's getting better? It's getting better?
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Yes, it is.
That's what the whole point was with you helping me from the chat that time. You're such a great chat helper. Shouts to the chat, too. Shouts to Al Bond in the chat.
Speaking of the chat, shout out to the wrenches. The wrenches on deck.
Yeah.
So shout out to them, man.
Yeah, the Troll Patrol is ready in case they come. All right?
Right.
We are ready for y'all today because we are definitely going to have an interesting conversation. So, gentlemen, I'm just going to dive right into it if that's okay with y'all. Okay?
That's what did it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Dancing dangerously close to applause.
Hold up. That was, a lot of times when I say things, I don't think them through. I don't. I just say them, and it's just a thing that comes out my mouth, and it goes into your brain, and it's a lot. And I'm sorry.
A lot of people get pink eye that way.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into the real serious one, there is a viral clip going around regarding a woman who is going through a divorce with a guy, and he's saying he doesn't want to pay for a child that was his stepchild in the divorce. And I just wanted to check it out with y'all, get your thoughts on it. There's a good discussion going on about it, and I figured we could have one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me bring this on over. All right. Well, this is not as big of a screen as I wanted to be. Where's the other screen? Oh, it didn't. Okay.
Are you surprised that it's not as big as you thought it was?
Yeah, it's weird, right? Hold on. It's just I brought up myself and not everything. Hold on. Sometimes you got to bring yourself up.
Sometimes you got to make yourself bigger.
Yeah,
yes.
you got to make yourself a little bit bigger than you would normally be. There we go. Now I got it.
Right.
Okay, I got it now.
It's more impressive that way.
Yes. So can you guys see this clip sitting here, this nice young lady with the flowing hair here?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I see the swirl girl. I see her.
Okay, so we're going to let her, it's a thing. So we'll play it out.
You're signing these papers.
This is her decision to get divorced, so why should I pay for her daughter that's not mine biologically? I took care of her.
Give us
okay.
15 and we'll figure this out. You just thrown away 7 years of being in your daughter's
You're throwing away 7
You
years.
raised her.
This was your idea, not mine.
raised
This is
together.
your idea, not mine. Was it not your idea to get divorced?
We're not getting anywhere. Let's just take 15 minutes to cool off. How you don't want to take care of Charlotte?
Yo, you being unprofessional.
How you don't want to help me take care of
You're very
Charlotte?
unprofessional.
So what I'm supposed to
Talk
tell
to your
Charlotte?
lawyer.
So what I'm supposed to tell her?
And
You just walking out of her
at me.
life completely.
Yes, I am. I'm closing this chapter in my life. You want a divorce? I'm closing the chapter on you and Charlotte. I'm not
You
taking care
never
of either
wondered
one of
why
y'all.
I wanted the divorce? You never asked me why I wanted the divorce.
Okay, you got a
You don't think
divorce.
it's something that you did wrong?
I ain't do nothing wrong. That's why I'm not taking care of you and Charlotte. I ain't done wrong. You just walking away because you probably got a dude. You probably got a dude or something. I don't know what's going
If
on.
I had a dude, I wouldn't be asking you for no.
Hold on. Why you had to go with the dude, though, man? All right. Well,
Check this out. I'm not about to take care
I'm
of
sorry.
you. Meet somebody else. You gonna do the same thing that I was doing. Come in there and play daddy for your daughter. Play daddy like I've been playing daddy for all these years. And then I'm not about to pay for stuff, and then she gets stuff from 2.
Okay, I get it. All right, so the conversation apparently is the question of whether or not a person in a divorce where there was a child who was a stepchild, if that person should sign on to continue to financially or otherwise support the child. I'm just wondering how
we
you
can have
guys
that
feel about
conversation, but I call shenanigans on this whole ass video.
Yeah, it's definitely staged, right? Definitely staged. I give him that.
Is he filming this in this meeting?
Right, like he's got his phone up.
Who has that much of a steady hand when they're discussing child payments? Like who has that steady hand? You know what I mean? And whose lawyer showing up with a t-shirt and a blazer? To me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it's obviously staged. So
Yes.
I think
we can have the conversation.
Yeah, it's designed for the conversation to say, should a person be held liable? And I would venture to say male or female, because sometimes you get a divorce and there's kids that existed on both sides. So should either person be liable for a stepchild after a divorce?
Well, I wonder, is the biological father in? Because now she's getting ends from two sources. But I wanted to say, there's no better way to find out how a man feels about a stepchild than divorce. It's just honest. Because you normally, as a parent, don't have the level of control that you would like to have when it comes to discipline. You just don't. Because that other parent can say, hey, I got this. And she probably did.
Yeah, true.
If we're taking this video seriously.
Like I said, we're just, for the sake of the conversation, taking it seriously. But I've seen this argument on the side more so of males, right? Where there's a divorce and they want a guy to take care of a kid after the divorce. But I'll be honest with you, I've never heard anybody say, what about the stepmother who no longer is in the lives of the children that the father may have had when he came into the relationship? I've never heard anybody have that side of the convo.
The problem is that the discussion of equality amongst the genders and sexes or whatever you want to do it is not being had as a whole ass thing. You know what I mean? Because the reason why you haven't heard about the women or stepmothers walking away having to pay some kind of money, unless they were balling and they were broke before, they don't really have that question, because it is by historical, you know what I mean, historical fact, man is usually looked at as a provider. Usually. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you don't hear it from the other way around. I mean, but now since we want to say, men and women's roles are equal, we're not having a conversation and really talking about these matters as we should.
Yeah,
that's what I think. That's what I think about.
I think it's an interesting convo, but to be honest with you, even for biological parents, it's sometimes tough to deal with discipline and having, certain connectivity to your child after a divorce. So it's even tougher for a step parent. It's tough for a step parent during a marriage. Like if you're a step parent and the parents have a meeting at the school and the kid lives with you and the other parent, whoever, but there's a meeting at the school, the other parent that's not the one you're in the relationship with can say they don't want you there, and that's it. You can't come. Like even if that kid's living with you, you take care of them, everything. Only thing that changes that is if you do an adoption, which would have to be approved by the other parent anyway.
Let's call it what it is.
What is it?
A step parent is a friend. So let's make it clear in this scenario right here. If I am allowed to remain in that child's life and be a friend to the child, then yeah, I mean, it's been 7 years that I've known this human. I will be this child's friend. But if we're here sitting at this nice, fine, what is that, Formica or whatever that table
nice
is?
Stuff. Yeah.
If that's what we're doing, and you have any plans,
they went all the way to the back of Home Depot,
talking about some cash, then you can kiss every bit of black ass.
Okay,
that you should.
Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The problem is that this really shouldn't even really be a conversation, because morally, if you stepped up to the plate to support somebody in a family, even if you split apart, morally you should support those kids anyway. But the thing is that not a lot of people ain't built like that. Most people
and that's
morally you should be getting a big ass thank you for 7 years of service.
Right, but instead you're getting a divorce and a monthly payment plan.
Yeah.
So it's
I
get both sides.
You know why I want this divorce?
Sides. Right, like
directly,
the
amount I pay is directly proportional to my visitation. You know what I mean? You want a lot of money, then I get to see him as much as I want. If I only get to see him every third equinox, then you're getting 75 cents.
Yeah, it's the other way around. If you see him a lot, you pay less. Is how it's supposed to work. Because you have the kid a lot, so you have to account for that. So you pay less. For the ones that don't see the kid at all, you pay the most. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works. But I like I said, I see both sides of the argument, and I've had my own personal experiences with different pieces of this. So I'm kind of like, I see both sides. I see where
I'm petty as fuck. If I'm taking care of that damn child, and you decide to have another child with somebody else,
right?
I'm taking that damn child to Disney World, and that's the only one that's going.
Okay.
Like that.
But what if you have this child with the person, then you divorce the person? Well, that's still your child if you have the child with them. I'm talking about if you was taking care of a kid that was maybe 2 or 3 years old when you came into their lives till, let's say, they 10, 11 years old, right? And you get divorced from the mother, you would want to remain in the child's life, because at that point, they're probably calling you daddy if they didn't have another father around. You play that role.
That's the part that I wanted to talk. So yes, if a child is calling me dad, this is completely different. That does not have anything to do with monetary gain. That is all about love.
Yes, right. That's what I'm saying.
My pockets though on that. I can still love you for free.
Yeah, because that's the nerve of you. Like, I mean, think about it. Could you imagine this? I don't want to say courtroom, but this war room, and
that's
the
a Home Depot break
reversed.
room, yo. Let's get
yeah, exactly. Let's call it what it is. It's a Home Depot break room, and you're telling some woman that, okay, my kid calls you mom, so you got to pay for this. Out of here, good ma'am.
That's why I wanted to have the discussion with y'all, because, like I said, I've heard this argument before, but I've just never heard anybody, like on the women's side, somebody pulling up a woman in a divorce talk about, you helped me raise my kids, like you need to keep paying for them. Even though they're not your kids, we know they're not your kids.
No, seriously. Like if you got married and you actually were active, proven active in your stepkids' lives, if y'all split, I mean, yeah, I honestly believe there should be some
there will be a clause in this contract.
Something. No, but listen. The reason why I'm saying that is because if that is a known fact, everybody's going to think twice from smashing a hot mom or some dumbass kids. Right? Because now if you link up, seriously, you know what I mean? There's consequences and repercussions to this shit.
Hey, look, man. There's a clause in the contract. If I maintained my dadinal duties and I'm paying for this child that is not my blood, dadinal duty. Well, dad, yeah, okay. So where I'm going with this is, if you have now taken on another lover, then you to respond to this question with the name Sonny Brix when he says, whose pussy is this? Because I'm the one paying for what came out of it. Then you will respond, Sonny Brix's.
Stop. You're right, but still stop. You're 100% correct, though. I mean, like I said, I get the argument, and I just think it's a funny conversation.
Donations are given out of the love of one's heart. But when you start scheduling donations, that's when we need to start making amendments.
You know what? To build on that thought, Brix. To build on that thought, Brix. You ever you drive around your city and you see these office buildings with the like the name of the company that rents it. The company didn't build the building, but they bought naming rights of that building. That's what I want. Put a tattoo right above the hoo-ha with my name on. I bought the rights.
Wow.
If I'm paying for it, give me something for it.
Well, because you're gonna try to whole college money shit too. Because once they get you on paper, then even though it's supposed to stop at 18, if they say, okay, well, the child's getting ready to go to Harvard and there's no scholarship, what?
No, I mean it would be a whole thing. It would be a whole different thing if there was actual accounting for what happened to the money after it was given. If that was a thing, then but that's a whole different story.
Because now this woman right here in the Home Depot communion room, she got goddamn 2 sources of dudes paying for that baby.
Well, we don't know what the first one was doing or not doing. They never really mentioned that, so we don't know if she's already.
Yeah, but we're just men talking shop, so the assumption is always there, bro.
You have no idea what kind of thought pattern she had behind having those kids, because I think the kid's name, the first one's Paycheck, the other one is Stimmy. So she had it was nothing but love.
We're gonna get into some names. It's one of them African American names. Yeah.
Bro, I don't even believe this woman had children if you look at how voluptuous those mammaries are.
Well,
that's
just not a stretch mark in sight.
Sometimes they keep it right, keep it tight, you know? True. Some people do. But here's the thing. This is where I'm coming from on this, right? If I feel like Bravo, that's what I want to say is if you actually had to be obligated to do so, I do believe that people would be way more cautious about getting other people who have children knocked up and into a relationship, at least marriage, because this is a marriage thing. So once you get married to them,
right? Jumping into one of them just add daddy families. Man.
Yeah, but even so, they wouldn't have a legal recourse if you never marry them. You see what I'm saying?
Hold on. All jokes aside, I'm not on the bandwagon of, because somebody said it in the chat. I don't know who it was.
Shouts to Paul Warner in the chat as well. Yeah. And everybody's still in the chat over there. So,
but look, I think it was Dan. Dan said something about. He said that's why you never get with a woman that has children. Well,
no. I don't agree with that.
Men in their 40s don't have that option, you know, right? unless you got billionaire money or you a millionaire, something like that. We really don't have that option. So you're gonna be with. But the later you are in your 40s, the better chances you have of meeting a woman who is done with the children years.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they got an 18-year-old or something like that. So, but I don't want to be, just because a woman got children don't mean that she's done.
Well, that statement was incomplete. That's why you don't get with a woman with badass kids.
Exactly.
Because I'm not blood related to you. I might have to treat you like somebody.
Right.
You know,
because children, until they're 18 years old, are just like a man being with a woman. It's like, hey, on this woman, you can't put your hands on that 17-year-old gangbanger that won't get out of the house so you can smash. You want to say, yo, Mars, y'all bring home something from the Cheesecake Factory?
You give me something? Y'all got me something when y'all went out?
No, nigga, no. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay, so.
Whoops your ass. Like, what if he's Haze's height and size and build?
Right.
Yeah. So
it's like, nigga, did you leave? Did you go to Job Corps today? Like, right. The whole house smell like corn chips. What the fuck have you been doing?
This nigga ain't got a job, but he's running full court ball all day, like 8 full court games. Stamina to fight this little nigga, man.
And then comes home and lays right on the couch, no shower.
Yeah.
All right.
Playing Madden from 4 years ago.
Anyway,
I'm a legend. But anyway, all right. So we got our consensus on that. How we feel about it.
That man should have been within his legal rights to look at the lawyer and whoever the mediator was and say, "Fuck that," and be able to walk out of there.
Your little daughter too. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
She's a bitch.
All right.
He should have been like, sidebar counsel. Would you let your bitch do this to you?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me stop this share. I got the share stopped. Okay, hold on. I got it. Oh shoot, we on the wrong. Oh, we got to cut it. There we go. And the big face.
Got it. Good.
All right. So guys, you guys are real petty, and I love it. We'll start with that.
No. I'm only petty when I'm awake. I'm only petty when I'm awake.
I didn't want to sound heartless about some of it, but I felt everything that was being said.
Pause.
I definitely did.
Word.
I stop being petty every time I go to sleep.
Right.
But when I wake up?
Yeah, hey, back to the petty, baby. So this next clip that we got coming up, all right? So apparently there was a city council meeting in Texas where some people of the melanin
city council race
got into a skirmish, if you want to call it that, okay? So there's some talk about who's the aggressor, who was wrong in the situation. That's what we're going to discuss, whether that one person was wrong or the other person was wrong, okay? So prepare yourselves. It's going to get worse. Let's see here. Right here. Okay, sorry.
Bro, that looks like a jail gym.
Well, it may be, but it most likely is just a middle school in Texas. Okay. So there's a candidate conflict. Let's see what happens here.
A city council race in Fort Worth got heated. Video from a debate last night shows two candidates getting in each other's faces. That conflict involved incumbent councilmember Chris Nettles and Peyton Jackson, a candidate who is running to take his place in District 8. Fox 4's Deion England is live with details. Deion.
I did enjoy her cakes.
Hi there, Clarice. It was indeed a candidate forum, and now the fallout after that physical altercation involving police reports.
You see that jacket?
In fact, the incumbent found it.
A community forum out of control.
These debates, these forums, they get heated. But I never touched him. Initially,
yes, you did.
He
Yeah,
touched me first.
City Council candidate Peyton Jackson.
Now let's just start with this. She's very pretty. Nice natural look, but she looks mean.
She gets one stiff vote from me.
Yeah.
Does she have a holster on? Like, is she a sheriff?
No, she's just, it looks like she wears these vests and stuff. She's definitely got something going on the hip.
Oh, it's Texas, open carry state, open carry state.
This is Texas, so. But yeah, she holding it down for Texas.
She look like she getting ready to get rid of that damn varmint. What kind of outfit is that?
Yeah, the first one, she had some pockets on the top, and it was a vest thing. She had the boots. So this must be her steez. She's always looking like she's ready to have a gunfight. So
I like her.
All right,
Touch me first.
All right, so
City Council candidate Peyton Jackson is challenging District 8 incumbent Chris Nettles.
I think I acted appropriately by standing up.
A viewer shared the video with Fox 4. Jackson, during a response, places in front of Nettles what she says is a lawsuit she's filed against him. It goes south from there.
He did technically give her a sort of, hey, you're a little close. He did. I saw
able to
that.
get out of my face, joint.
Yeah, but still,
he looked away.
Wouldn't catch that if you're not in the face. You're too close, man. Is all I'm saying. She got too close.
In the face.
Yeah, she got a little too close. That's all I'm saying.
I was there.
Were you shocked?
Okay, and what'd you do?
I was definitely shocked.
Citizen Jessica Gomez recorded a different angle.
That step up right there is aggressive movement.
So I stand up and I did like this.
Both Nettles and Jackson say they have filed police reports in the matter. You can see when we spoke to Jackson, she is wearing a holstered firearm. Prior to the forum, she was asked to give up her firearm and was only wearing the holster.
If I'm in your personal space
Ridiculous.
and you really feel endangered, back up. Back up. I would never put my hands on
Nigga, you got a gun.
Not initially.
And as she approached me, I stand up. And to protect myself, to make sure that she doesn't do anything while I'm sitting down. So I think it's good to have a good debate and a good conversation, but violence is not the answer.
It just made a spectacle of the race now.
Business owner Arthur McCoy is another Nettles challenger in the race. He participated in the same forum. However, his stand on the issues Thursday night overshadowed by this.
Let's pay attention to District 8 as a whole. Let's pay attention to District 8 about the homeless. Let's pay attention to District 8 about the infrastructure, and not make a spectacle of this.
You know the game and how it goes.
Yeah,
the bitch got chose.
Nettles, Jackson, and McCoy are scheduled to take part in another candidate forum.
All right, well, they're going to get back together, but I'm just going to...
Bitch, you been going solo top to get down with the team.
Now, I'm going to get y'all's take on it, okay? Now, at this point, I feel like she done got too close. He was at the table by himself. He hasn't left the table.
Bro, you walk up in my face with a firearm on you.
Well, it's a holster at this point. They said she didn't. It was taken from her at the door.
And all them damn precious yams.
Yo, I hate when cakes go to waste.
She's taller
Yo,
than
that
him.
nigga Haze said,
She is taller than him too. I'm just saying, like
he said, like, ain't nothing wrong with a debate. I'm trying to, he sounds like
he likes what he doesn't like what she is. That's what he sounds like.
I don't know, yo.
She seems a little more masculine than him.
Yo, she looked like she got stuck in Russia for a couple months on some weed charge.
She talking with the hands clasped and shit. So let me tell you what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what? She just angry because she got this philosophy degree that she got paid for from a basketball scholarship, and she ain't been able to do shit with it since, right? And so now she's just mad at the world.
But this is the city council. Now, her justification was, if you feel threatened when I walk up on you,
fine as shit,
she is very pretty. I'll give her that. And if you feel threatened by her, you're supposed to back up. If she walks up on you, you're supposed to back up. That's what she's saying.
Incorrect. That's called assault. Even just getting in somebody's face in the area, that is actually assault. And that they don't have to move. That's law. That's law.
She pointed the finger thing at his head too. That's very dangerous.
I don't trust a woman with 4 arms that long though, bruh.
Yo, does she have like 13 sections to each finger? What's going on there? Yo?
She definitely has some long ass fingers, boy. She looked like the Slender Man. You know, the one from the movie Slender
Knuckles,
Man.
nigga.
She looked like fucking Smeagol.
But she's still
yo.
pretty.
Like,
she's still pretty.
She got some precious yams.
Hey,
we have established that.
Peyton Jackson,
she's got.
Peyton Jackson, if you're watching this,
regardless
cool
of your
okay?
Nosferatu palms, it's fine.
So
she don't look like a Peyton.
So there's 2 questions being asked. The first question is who started it? And in my opinion,
she started it. He stood up and she walked up on him.
Yo, all right, because they've been saying, a man shouldn't be doing that to her, and I was kind of like, well. She was the aggressor. Now we're gonna get into a clip in a minute that's
she
different.
Walked up on that nigga with the blicker, yo. Come on, man.
Yo,
like
she's clearly infiltrated his personal space with nothing but fupa. It was just all up right in there. You know what I mean? The upper pocket.
Right.
Can we even call that fupa? I think it was attractive. Yeah.
No. See, that's the thing.
You talking
the
about
thing
when
is,
she walked up on the table?
No, that was just
I'm
sweet
saying
abs, yo.
No. Fupa's not. Fupa is just a word. It's the front upper
fat. It's the fat
area.
upper pussy area.
Yes.
That's not fupa. That's
what
flat,
I said,
yo. She's got nice saddlebags in the front. She's nice.
It's a frontal.
She's got some long ass arms, bro. She could hug me twice.
Them thighs, boy.
Got the praying
she look like
she got the praying mantis going on.
She does, yo. Like she eats her and her mate.
Yeah.
Or her young too.
She's built like a damn Clydesdale, boy. Like, look at that.
Yo, you walk up with that goddamn
haunches.
rascally varmint belt buckle on with them with the blick on the hip, with a leather wife beater.
Yeah.
And a hairline that starts back where the thoughts end. Come on, man.
That's the threat.
I'd be a little nervous.
That's the threat. That's the
she
threat.
was she was definitely threatening the whole time, man.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with her. But
she wanted
she's
beef.
okay. She's attractive though.
I meant to say mons pubis, not fupa.
Mons pubis. Okay. All right. We have done enough to
peel the onion.
Yes, we definitely.
I'm trying to keep it classy.
So, all right. So we're in consensus that she started it.
Oil up.
She did start it though. I'll give it.
She started it.
She did.
But he technically did touch her first when he did the little movement with the hand.
His space with the burner, yo.
Right there. That's the touch.
Look how she looking at him. She was waiting for it.
Yep. Like, no, you did not.
Yes.
No, you did
now,
not.
see the woman, is that, well, I don't know the pronouns, but whatever that is with the blonde hair is pulling her back.
Right.
There's your evidence right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dude right there on the right, the dude looks like an extra from The Wiz. Like that dude, he knew, he knew it was going.
He's like, are y'all seeing this? That's what he looks like. So anyway,
he's like, can I get more shrimp at table 3?
So unfortunately, as we can see, this is another indication or incident involving the people of the melanin, and it seems like we can't even have these council meetings no more. Everybody keeps fighting at these city council meetings. I keep seeing city council meeting fights.
They fighting at the wrong ones. That's why.
Yeah, they're fighting each other. They're fighting each other.
It's all distractions, baby. It's all distractions.
Okay.
I don't know. This is District 8, the great debate.
So, he said the District 8, the great debate, yo.
At least it ain't
great debate.
District 1.
Ain't no hate.
It ain't District 1 the way to go. The way to pew-pew.
Yeah, I think I don't know if either one of them is going to do any jail time. I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Nobody going to do no jail time.
Yeah, they'll just go talk it out.
Ain't nobody going to do nothing.
You know, they really should have just mediated it. I don't think they should waste the court's time with it.
Fucking mad right now. Look who the fuck we elected.
Well, we're gonna get into it. That's where we're gonna land there in a moment. But I have
bottom
to
gristle
do.
lumps. You did it.
I got to do this other story, and it's a very disturbing one, actually. And I'm not even being sarcastic on it, but I got to cover it because it's what we're talking about. So,
I like how she covered them titties.
I like them. Yes, me too. I'm a big fan.
I was trying to get to the you got
why does this look
segue? Shit.
Why does this look like this picture? It looks like the prototype of the people for the Wiz. That's Dorothy's right there.
Yeah,
you got the mean old lion on the left. You got the Tin Man on the right.
Yeah.
And the Scarecrow in the suit. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
This is crazy.
Yo.
If I
don't nobody bring me no bad news.
Oh, I don't have a heart.
Put him up.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yoda.
Let me add him.
All right, guys. Did we get it all out?
Oh, we have a show to do. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Let me see. This next one is like I said, it's gonna be tough. I gotta stop the shit before it start. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna stop this. All right, because I ain't gonna show.
What
this
is
clip.
happening?
I'm not. No, we can't. It's a serious situation. Okay, it is.
No.
This is a serious situation. Okay. This soon-to-be football NFL guy, right? He got caught on camera assaulting his lady. I can't show the clip. It's a little bit too violent. So he basically chokes her out on camera. Okay.
On camera.
On camera. I mean, if you allow me to show it, I'll show it. But you know,
no, I don't want to see
care
that.
if you show it. Show it. Let me see him choke her out.
Are you serious?
I don't
want to see it, but
all right, because
you play it, but I'm looking away. Y'all tell me when it's done.
All right, because the discussion can be had without necessarily seeing the clip. But basically, this is what happened. So I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna come away from that because I can't show it in real time. But he basically ends up taking her into the hallway, and she drops her on the hallway, and then he goes running up the steps at the end here.
Does he unalive her?
No. Okay. So the other thing that's happening right now is there's of course the conversation about domestic violence, right? But there's this secondary conversation, and it's a very dangerous one that's being had regarding the type of people that you're in relationships with. And they're sort of victim blaming this girl to a degree because she was like an IG model or whatever. And so it seems like this guy had a jealous streak, and she almost, I mean, I'm sure she's pressing charges and all this kind of stuff, but he was about to go to the NFL. Like he was a top recruit or whatever. But basically he decided, so this is the first part down here. I don't know if you can see that. He drags her in. I'm gonna stop that right there because it's too much. It's a lot.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to see none of that. Yeah,
but
right.
the thing is, a lot of people, well, we'll leave it with Doc Rivers with the face. A lot of people started having this other discussion about the type of people that you date on both sides. If you're dating a person that you know is overly insecure, then you need to be running from that and not just allow the red flags to continue.
Yeah, you should.
If you are said insecure person, you cannot be dating IG models and people who get DMs all the time and all of that, because you're probably going to crash out like this kid did.
I've said that before. If you can't handle a pretty woman, don't be with one.
And sometimes I guess you can't tell till you get in the situation, maybe.
The thing is that it's a dangerous line to tread right there, because it's common sense and then there's victim blaming, right?
Right.
So you got to tread that line, and I just think common sense answers all of those questions. Like, honestly, people, common sense and actual honesty. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get involved with somebody who's showing you signs and stay there, who's showing you signs of bad shit, I don't know what to tell you. But also, if you know that you're jealous and you try to get the baddest one on the block, I'd rather not see that. If you try to get the baddest one on the block, you know what I mean?
Sorry.
Can you handle that? You know what I mean?
There we go. Right.
So it's just like, it's like there's fault on so many sides, but I mean, people aren't grown-ups no more. Nobody's telling themselves the truth or living in truth. They're just thinking about what happens right now and not thinking about what's next.
Yeah, that's
Where's the equality people though?
But that is the whole point. Is they're trying to be. Nobody wants to rush to judgment on the guy as much as I would think they would. Like, if we saw certain people in this position, they keep going in some like, what did she do to make him lash out like that kind of thing? But there's really no excuse.
Who's saying that?
Who is saying that?
Probably a few trolls. They're in the comments. Over here.
Yeah, I mean, outside of, the normal rage engagement sites, you know what I'm saying? They say that in Blue Sky, Mastodon, you know what I mean? Anywhere else, like newspapers, like who's saying that shit?
It's the trolls. But that's why I'm having a conversation. It's the trolls. But see, there's some people that see the trolls and they be like, oh my God, I feel like that. And then it empowers them to do some goofy shit. So that's why we had to talk about it. But that was the thing that I wanted to talk about, really, wasn't so much the crime. He's going to jail, and he's definitely not going to be able to play anywhere in the NFL. So he threw his whole life away over that. But
I think he deserves that, because there ain't no point. If you are unquestionably stronger than the person you're dating, the second you put hands on them, it's a no-win situation, man.
See,
it's a wrap.
Here's where my question is: Black people, specifically, okay, and I mean the African American blacks. Why do we name our kids things like Quaydarius?
Oh man, get the. You're a dick.
No, I'm being real, man. When
you said I'm not going to discuss the hands on the woman and all of that stuff.
That's too racy.
No, because that'll get us in trouble if we say the wrong thing. But I can talk about bad naming conventions, and when you give a child a name like this, you're either setting them up to either be an athlete or a felon. That's it. That's all. Quaydarius will not be the president.
Come on, that's awful. Ruckusy of you.
Is it?
I mean, look at Kwesi and Fume.
Okay, Kwesi. Wait a second, yo. He's not going to do this. No. Let me be explicit here. The name Quaydarius is an African American name. You know what African American name means? It means some niggas.
Yeah, it's kind of like Condoleezza Rice.
No, Condoleezza is not an African American name. It's the name of an African American woman. But an African American name means a name that did not exist in some other country or has history. Some black people who live here came up with it. It may not even have a meaning. So Quaydarius is listed on Google as an African American name. That means it don't really mean nothing. So when we come up with these names, no. When you come up with these names that don't mean nothing, you give people limited options of acceptance in society, yo.
That's not true. No, that is not true.
How many athletes do you know that got some wild ass names like that?
That is okay. Output is not causation, which is not also reality. So all, but I think his real name was like Steven or some shit like that.
Boomer might be a Caucasian American name.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that was his nickname. That was his nickname. But what I'm trying to say is like I used to think that until I met several like Shanika. I met a La Quinta, like that's named after the fucking hotels.
Yeah.
I met a bunch of people who succeeded regardless. Yes, what I do believe is that yes, they get looked at crazy when their resume is put up for a job. Yes, I do think they are held back because of that. But I don't think that it is a death sentence because merit could still speak.
It can.
No, but what you're saying
Obama
is
became president.
I'm not. See, you thinking about just a name that's different. I'm talking about a name that don't mean nothing. I'm sure
it doesn't matter. Most people don't even. A lot of people don't know what their names mean.
So what is the meaning of the name Jeff?
It's probably the name Jeffrey probably has a meaning. And so what I'm saying is I don't know. I could Google it. You want me to Google it? I'm sure if I Google Jeffrey,
Darius. Google the name Darius.
But see, that's the thing. Darius,
and then Google the name Quay.
But that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, please do it while we're on the call. I'm quite.
You're okay. Name, meaning. What is it, Quay? We're going to start with Quay or Darius?
Yeah, Quay is fine, as long as we get to Darius.
Let's go with Quay. It means somebody who lives next to the water.
There you go. Darius got a beach house. All right, that's dope.
So it's a Scottish name, but
what is the name Darius?
Okay, let's try Darius. So
I know Darius got a meaning.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, white people got that one.
So, possessor of good.
Yeah, so somebody that lives by the beach possessing some good shit.
There you go.
That's Moses right there.
Quay Darius. But Quay Darius is an African-American name. See, each of these that we just brought up.
So put Quay Darius up there and see what it says.
I'm telling you what it's going to say. And that's what's so funny about it is Quay Darius is a combination of Quay and Darius. It's not its own thing.
But it can be interpreted to these things, right?
No,
who was a protector or guardian with a sense of maintaining possessions. Well, yeah, he was maintaining his possession in that video.
He was with a tight grip.
Yes, he was.
So they brought up some Persian gods. They got a few different things in here.
So cool, my dad.
I may have to get off of here. I'm having a bit of a sec. Give me 1 second here. Bear with me just a moment. It is a little bit. You're right. Because I could have sworn it was just an African-American name. That just some dudes came up with it. And that
I'm saying is a lot of people don't really understand that most of these names do have meaning.
They just don't know what it means.
It's just don't sound like Thomas, Jeff, and Bill.
Right. Yes. Just because it's different. Like it wouldn't matter if we were in a different country because it would just be an English name to anybody else. If we're in Mexico or freaking, Papua New Guinea, it would just be a name that's not Hector or whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Here in America, if you don't fit the status quo, and you know what? I was thinking about that because a lot of people, like, say about 10 years back, they were saying, stop wearing locks, stop dressing a certain way. And the argument was always, well, what if I don't want to fit in? And then you have to actually look at that answer. Well, if you want to make it, but it's not necessarily that you have to make it in this society. You really don't, because, look at what's going on in politics now. They're making it so that we don't have to let you into this society. So we literally could have a new Wall Street. You could dress how the hell you want.
They kind of did, but they bombed the shit out of it.
They did. But in my business now that I have a little bit of power, I talk how the fuck I want to talk.
That's exactly right. I grew my hair back when I was on the path to independent wealth.
Right.
Because I went bald and I played the game.
I had to fit into society to get the little bit of education that I got.
Yes.
And then once I got the education and then the wisdom from it, I was like, I'm glad I don't have to fit into that crap. Y'all don't even like it in there.
Right. I think a better thing, a better distillation of your question, Hayes, is this. Why do parents name their children in ways that will undoubtedly give them unnecessary challenges?
Okay. Yeah, like naming your child Abkadefka Jekyll Stuvix it poses a problem in kindergarten. Like if your child has 8, like you're only making it harder for them. So they already got it bad with the complexion, but now they got the hardest name to learn. Like, okay.
Like I literally named my children so you couldn't tell what ethnicity they were when you read their resume. I literally did that on purpose.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good. Well, guys, I got to get into our main story here before we run out of time.
Good.
And this was apparently Bill Maher met with Trump, and people are mad at him for meeting with Trump because he's supposed to be a liberal Democrat. So I wanted to go over the clip, see what it is that they're talking about.
Okay.
If you could allow this to happen.
Sure.
You talking to us or the internet?
Now I'm talking to y'all, but I need y'all to,
All right, go ahead.
I know you've all been waiting for. I'd like to give you my book report on my visit to the White House. Okay, as you know, 12 days ago, I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock, because we share a belief that there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power.
Yo, he's going to speak to my next point.
He's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute. So, thank you. Okay, so meet up in person. Maybe it'll be different. Spoiler alert, it was. First good sign, before I left for the Capitol, I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me. Things like stupid, dummy, lowlife dummy, sleazebag, sick, sad, stone cold crazy. Really a dumb guy, fired like a dog, his show is dead. There's 60. I brought this to the White House because I wanted him to sign it. Which he did. Which he did with good humor. And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened. Oh my God, Bill, are you going to say something nice about him? What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. So no, I didn't go MAGA. And to the president's credit, there was no pressure to. After we left the Oval Office, he showed me the little room off the office, you know, the one where Clinton used to. Okay. The blowjob room, okay? Well, not anymore. That's where they keep the merch now. It is. And he gave me a bunch of hats, but he didn't ask me to take a picture in one, which I appreciated. The guy I met is not the person who the night before the dinner shit-tweeted a bunch of nasty crap about how he thought this dinner was a bad idea and what a deranged asshole I was. I read it and thought, oh, what a lovely way to welcome someone to your house.
Okay.
But when I got there, that guy wasn't living there. Now, does Trump want respect? Of course, who doesn't? My friend said to me, what are you going to wear to the White House? I said, I don't know, but I'm not going to dress like Zelensky, I'll tell you that. But, okay. Just for starters, he laughs. I'd never seen him laugh in public, but he does, including at himself. And it's not fake. Believe me, as a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it. And I thank you for them. No.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like where you went.
Yeah, but there's a reason Zelensky isn't wearing a suit, man.
Yeah, but that's Zelensky. That's his steez.
He was showing me the portraits of presidents, and he pointed to Reagan and said, in all seriousness, you know the best thing about him? His hair. I said, well, there was also that whole bringing down communism thing, waiting for the button next to the Diet Coke button to get pushed and I go through the trap door. But no, he laughed, he got it. I said to him at one point, Mr. President, you know the dog, that's unusual in the White House. He said, well, a lot of the presidents, they had a dog for political reasons. I said, no, people love dogs, that's what that is. Oh yeah, okay, that's true.
Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. This is our leader, yo. This is crazy.
At one point, we were walking through his amazing, it is an amazing tour of the whole house.
I have
and
some
I don't remember
folks
exactly
here I
what
might
we were
have to
talking about,
step
but it
away
must have
for
been
1
something
second.
with the 2020 election because I know
How long are we going to let this run?
lost.
It was really, I'm going to be honest with you, it was really, I was going to skip around through it, but because I had sort of I have literally an emergency happening right now at the house and I didn't want to cut the stream. So I'm trying to deal with that off camera, just being honest. So thank you guys for that patience. But I may actually need to get the hell out of here. Like,
well, let's just shut it down, man.
Yeah, I'm real sorry.
Thank you all.
about
You may
that.
all go home now.
Yes,
Good night.
You have all been purged for the evening. You have been relieved from duty, and I have to go deal with some situation going on at the studio. Okay, so
Yeah, some 3D bullshit to purge right now.
So, nonetheless,
You want to stop the share?
Appreciate y'all. I don't need to stop the share. I need to stop the stream. We out.
Peace, y'all. Easy.